Hello everyone, Pastor Greg here. A couple of announcements before the devotion. We will continue our Lent series throughout the season of Lent, obviously, and the services will all continue with 3:30 and 6:30, and we will have a meal in between, so please do mark your calendars for those special services. But I did also want to highlight some of the upcoming fundraisers that we have for our youth rally event. We have our youth rally this coming summer, and we want to try to raise some funds to help defray some of those costs. And the one that we have coming up very soon is March 11th. Mark your calendars. March 11th is a Culver's night. The Culver's closest to church between the hours of 5 and 8 p.m. on that night, Monday night. Mark your calendars, put it down. Don't worry about cooking. Come out there. So we can raise some of the funds, because a percentage of the proceeds will come back to us that we are going to directly put into the funds to help defray the cost of that youth rally. So you coming to just eat is going to help with that. Also, we still are in need of a lot of people to help out with the silent auction. We are looking for items for that silent auction. If we do not have items, then we will, of course, not be able to do that fundraiser. If you do have some items that you have for a fundraiser for the silent auction, please let me know so we can continue to do that. Pizza sales are also going to be coming. We have a lot of different ideas coming up to help raise funds very soon over the next couple of months. So please do take a look at your Faith Alive to see what those events will be very soon. We would love to send a bunch of students and chaperones out to Colorado for this event and make it as inexpensive for them to go as possible. This last Sunday we were talking about how there's nothing that's going to separate you from the very love of God, and I know that this world wants to try to do everything it possibly can to separate you from God's love. It's going to bring about troubles and hardships and persecutions and everything else that this world may offer to you. And that's because the world wants to give you a different idea of what true peace would be that Jesus doesn't offer to you. Does Jesus give you peace in this world? Sure. But you have to remember, Jesus said he came not to bring peace to this world. He actually came and mentions about bringing strife between even family members. And maybe you've seen that in your own family too. That's not the peace that Jesus offers. And the passage I want to read to you reminds us of that. And I want to read these words to you. They come from John chapter 14. Jesus says, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." And Jesus says that he has a peace that the world does not offer. The world's peace doesn't last. Think about peace between human beings or nations or family members or whatever. That doesn't last. It always seems like, okay, there's peace now, but then there's war. Well, Jesus doesn't promise that kind of peace. That is just a temporary peace. The peace that Jesus gives to us is knowing that nothing can separate you from God's love, because Jesus destroyed the very thing that would separate us. He destroyed our sin. He destroyed death. He destroyed the devil, so that we have lasting peace, eternal peace. That's what Jesus offers. And as we look through this season of Lent and we are reminded of what Lent is all about, we never want to lose sight of the fact that the Lent really happened, and Good Friday, all of Holy Week happened because of Jesus' love for us. That he didn't want to have anything separate us from him. And that is true lasting peace that you have. And then when Jesus spoke at the end, the words that he speaks all the time to his people, he doesn't say these words to unbelievers. He doesn't say these words to people that have rejected him, but he says them to you. Do not be afraid. You don't need to fear the end. You don't need to fear God's wrath or punishment. You don't need to have that, because you have the very peace that Jesus created when he destroyed that one thing that should separate us from God. So even though you may not always have peace in this world, don't let that discourage you, because you have peace that outlasts this world. You have eternal peace with God forever in heaven. May that message from God give you comfort and peace as you live in a world that's not full of peace or comfort, to know that you have an eternal, lasting peace with God, because you know you will be in heaven one day. God bless you all as you continue to ponder the goodness and good news of God that He has for you, that His lasting peace will never be taken away, and that there's nothing that can separate you from His love. God bless you all.